Hey everyone, welcome to Hanging with Uncle. I'm Gene, and let's get started because today is, I think, a very important topic and one that I think if you're going to be running for office, whether it be state or federal, this is an issue that is not talked about enough, in my opinion. And so before we get into it, please hit that subscribe, like, and notification bell so you never miss when information like this comes out. And let's get into it because today I want to talk about why is it so expensive just to live. All right. So when I say that, I mean, okay, let's look at the state of New York. And these links are in the description box. So let me pull it up, okay? In New York, the average rent is over $2,700 a month, and that gets you an apartment of less than 850 square feet. All right? Why? Why? Can someone please explain that to me other than greed? So I hear a lot of talk about affordable housing or let's build affordable apartment housing. No, I'm sick of that. We don't need a bunch of affordable housing. Again, if I can pay a mortgage of $1,000 a month for a house versus $2,000 a month for an 800 square foot apartment, how does that make sense to anyone? Of housing should not be so out of reach, but again, it's greed. Because now if I'm a rich person, a landlord, and I have a building of 100 tenants and I'm charging you $2,000 a month per unit, do the math. That's per month. And that's why housing is so unaffordable. It's because of greed. People look to take advantage of Americans instead of helping Americans. Okay? If you go to work full time, you shouldn't have to live under conditions like that. Because in an 800 square foot apartment, how big is your kitchen? Will you have washer and dryer in your apartment, or do you have to go spend more money to have your clothes clean? It is unacceptable, and personally for me, I'm sick of the rich looking for ways to gouge more money out of the working class, especially the poor working class. That is no quality of living, and if you think it is, then maybe you should try living under those kind of conditions, and we'll see how long this type of affording lasts. Affordable housing or inaffordable housing lasts. Okay. So again, let's look at some of these rich people, like the president of the United States, who has properties and golf courses everywhere, but yet, somebody like you or me is not living paycheck to paycheck. We're borrowing paycheck to paycheck. And hopefully people are kind enough just to say, you know what, I understand. I have a little something extra. You need it. Here it is. Instead of looking for ways to gouge people, rip them off, and just take advantage. It's un-American, and in my opinion, it's unethical. There. Because greed, again, is one of the 7 deadly sins. To me, the worst of the 7 deadly sins. Excuse me. And, for those of you who are living under these kinds of conditions, again, voting is going to be your way out. Pay attention to who is trying to bring in the cost of living, rein it in. Make sure that an 800 square foot apartment doesn't cost you over $2,000 a month. An 800 square foot apartment should be less than $1,000 a month. You just do the math. Divide how much you pay in rent divided by the square footage of where you live, and that's how much it's costing you. And that's how the rich keep getting richer and taking advantage of you, and then have the nerve to raise your rent. on top of how expensive groceries are and utilities. Prices of things are going up. They're not coming down. They never have. I'm 65 years old, and prices have never come down. So, again, for example, you've heard me say this before. My first apartment was $520 a month, and it was a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. Why is that same apartment today $2,000 a month? What has changed other than greed? Oh, I can make more, so I'm going to charge you, instead of allowing you to have money left in your pocket to maybe lift yourself up out of poverty and not be raked over the coals and taken advantage of by the greed of corporate America. Those are my thoughts. I would love to know what yours are. And most importantly, election season is coming up. It's less than a year. Get involved, be active, and ask your candidates why they pay so much to live for so little a space, and what are their plans to do something about it. I would love to know or hear anybody have a reasonable answer to that question. All right. So again, if you treat each other the way you want to be treated, do you think your landlord would live under those conditions? Why is he making you? So that's all I have for today. Just my questions, my thoughts on this particular subject. It does not have to be this way. Let's end the greed and rein these greedy bastards in, and make life more affordable to where you keep more of your money in your pocket. All right? Thank you for hanging with Uncle. I'm Gene, and until next time, bye.